Hello. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Let's fix up my hair. I hope you all had a fantastic weekend. Just double checking that I have everything on. I'm slightly discombobulated this morning. Okay, looks like everyone's running a little late this morning. But that's okay, because you have the choice to watch it on replay. So please make sure you put hashtag replay in the comments, and so that I know that you've watched it this morning. All right. The shocking truth about what really happens to these negative thoughts that we have. So something that you probably won't know, because I did not know this. Excuse me, I'm just shutting my laptop down. When we have those ruminating negative thoughts, when you first have a negative thought, the first place that entrenches itself is into your long-term memory. Only our negative thoughts go directly into the long-term memory. I don't know if you know that. It's kind of important that we actually understand that that's the way our body works. It will, once I get through a little bit more of this, it will explain it in a little bit more detail. Good morning, Grace. So yeah, once I go through it a little bit more, it'll start to make a little bit more sense. So those negative thoughts go directly into the long-term memory, because remember, your brain's trying to keep you safe. For your positive thoughts that we have, you actually have to hold them in your consciousness, in your short-term memory, for a minimum of 20 seconds. Minimum of 20 seconds. So think about that. A negative thought will go immediately into the long-term memory. A positive one will not, unless you hold it in your consciousness for a minimum of 20 seconds. So, is it any wonder that we struggle with this balance of positive and negative thinking? Yep, because this is the way we're wired. We're wired that way. Each and every one of us is wired that way. We have to be wired that way. I want to make sure I really, really keep on track here. So, the reason that we are all wired this way is because our brains are there to keep us safe. Your sympathetic, yep, your unconscious mind, the one that you do not think with, that is there to keep you safe. Every second of the day, it's on alert. It's looking at everything around you. The sounds that you hear, things that you smell, stuff you touch, people you're with, places that you go. Now, I know I've spoken about this, but not in this particular context. And as we're going through all of these bits and pieces every week, you're going to see how this picture starts to form together. Yeah, how it all fits together. So, must hold that positive thought in your mind for a minimum of that 20 seconds so that it can convert into long-term memory, so that your brain understands that you're safe. It's these messages of safety, yeah? Okay. The problem with that is if you haven't learnt the skills and tools, it's sometimes we get stuck in that negative. So that's what can happen. We get stuck in the loop, and then we have trouble getting back out again, yeah? And I'm sure a lot of you can understand that, especially when you've got something that's really bothering you. Your mind keeps flicking back there, yeah? Remember, past, depression, future stress and anxiety, yeah? Remember, I've said that before on many occasions, but you do need to think about that, yeah? So if we haven't got the skills to reroute the brain we get onto that treadmill again, that treadmill of negative thought. And then the possibility of getting stuck in that fight and fright and then not realizing it because it's your new normal. I want this to start really making sense to you. You wake up, you feel the same, you think it's okay, but it's not. Okay. Like I said, we've talked about this before, but not in the context on the negative thought opposed to that positive thought. And then what happens is we stumble through the day. Yeah, we've set ourselves up in the beginning of the day a certain way. So then that transforms into the way the rest of the day is actually going to be. And sometimes we go through the day in relative confusion, reactivity, so reacting, instead of being proactive, we're reacting to the things that are going on around us. And then we fall into the trap of mindlessness. Yeah? We end up going through a day mindless. That means you're not mindful of your moment. You're not mindful of the thought. You're just going through the motions and hoping that everything is going to be okay. So on autopilot, running your day on autopilot, never keep checking in. I know it feels like it's a job, but it is. You have to, on a moment-by-moment basis, keep thinking what's going on. It gets easier. It does, yeah? Because we're floating in a sea of sensate experience, your senses, your sight, your sound, your smell, your touch, physical sensation, your emotion. You know, we're surrounded by all of these emotions and feelings, yeah? And it's carried along on a wave, a current of repetition and habitual cognitive, emotional and behavioural reactivity, yeah? Speed, busyness, just busy, going about your day, getting all the stuff, oh, I'll go do that and I've got to do this, but never really checking back in on you. Make sense? So that means we're really not in control of the situations during the day, if that's the way we're running up here. And you feel it here and here. Yes, you do. I know you do. It's a mechanical, fearful, survival-based, comfort-seeking, they're comfort-seeking tendencies, yeah, to our conditioned, to our conditioned mind that's taken us over. The conditioned mind has taken us over and we're just running through that day. And it keeps you preoccupied and mindless. So we become a little bit preoccupied and mindless, yeah? And that makes us then go and seek the things that are going to make us feel better, which aren't necessarily the things that we should be engaging in at that point. And it's all in a constant effort to seek comfort and avoid discomfort. Our brains and our bodies are always trying to avoid discomfort, no matter what. That's why when you make a decision to do something and you know that it's outside your comfort zone, you sometimes allow that feeling to stop you from doing that because you're uncomfortable. But that's all it is. Just an uncomfortable feeling. Doesn't mean anything. Doesn't mean anything terrible is going to happen. The problem is that we don't tend to pay attention until we feel discomfort. If you feel okay, you just go about your day, don't you, doing what you're doing. You're not really checking in. So, yeah, we're just not that form of discomfort. It is non-judgmental awareness that we're looking for. Non-judgmental internal awareness that you're looking for. You're not judging anything. You're just noticing. Yeah? And we need to anchor and then rest in our space. So we need to anchor and rest in our space. Just being and feeling in your moment. How do you feel in your moment? Or are you just bypassing that and glossing over the top? How do I really feel? And look, to be honest, you ladies might look at me and you look at me in a certain way going, she's got it all together. Every moment of the day, Leslie has it under control. Oh, no, I don't. It's important that you understand, no, I don't. I still have my moments, and I got to keep checking in, going, why did I just feel that? Yeah? Sometimes I struggle. I still struggle with all of this because it might be an overwhelming feeling that I feel, and I can't quite at that moment identify it. But it'll be attached to the context of when I first felt that. So the context of your environment, the sight, the smell, the sound, where you are, who you're with, all of that sort of thing. Because it's this self-evaluation, this constant self-evaluation that is going to get you back on the road to your recovery, whatever that is for you, yeah? It doesn't have to be major trauma we're talking about here. No, it doesn't. It does not have to be major trauma that we're talking about here. But I've still got to rein myself back in quite often, yeah? So even when people are talking to you, you know, you've still got stuff going on in the back of your mind, which is going to be associating lots of the things that the people are saying with things that have gone on in the past. Your brain's taking hold of all of this, trying to work out, is my person safe or is it in danger? That's the only thing your mind and your body is trying to do for you. Is my person safe? Is it in danger? So as soon as we start to go down the wrong road, your body deems danger. This is why we've got to keep reining it back in. You're teaching your body that you have control, and it no longer needs to put you in fight and fright. It will understand as soon as it understands you've got that better ability to rein yourself back in, go back to the breath, and then, of course, there's all these other steps that we need to follow to ensure that we stay in homeostasis. Yeah. Remember, the breath, mindfulness puts the body back into executive function. It means that your brain will function with the executive function that it needs to keep your body in homeostasis, where all of your systems are working together to keep your body healthy. Yep, that's what homeostasis is, when all the systems of the body are working together. So I've spoken to you again about the importance of our vagus nerve and how it has such a massive impact on our overall health and well-being, down to how you feel about you, yourself, and everything else around you. Every single cell in our body feels, yep, sensory. Even your bones have emotion and sensory. Every single cell in our body holds all of this stuff within it, yeah? So the tone of your vagus nerve, depending on how you're treating yourself physically and mentally, and what you put in, depending on what you're doing, your vagus nerve, the tone of your vagus nerve, and you've probably all heard about vagal tone, yeah? It would decide, depending on the tone, whether you're going to be resilient and adaptive, or it would decide you're going to have low blood flow and pain. Resilient and adaptive, low blood flow and pain. See, here's the thing. If your vagal nerve is jangled, because you've jangled your autonomic nervous system through this and your breath and mindlessness, yeah, then you're going to have low vagal tone, which means the blood can't get to the cells properly, which then creates the pain. It's different when you've had a really big workout and you wake up and you can feel your whole body. That's different. You should get up and go, right, I feel awesome because I can feel I've worked my body. A little bit of muscular discomfort is good. But when you're feeling it in here and here, not so good. That means that something's out of balance. So remember, that's what I'm here to help you do, is to help you with skills and tools, give you step-by-step strategies on a moment-by-moment basis how to keep reining that self back in. Yep. And giving you the knowledge and the understanding as to exactly what's going on in the brain. Even though I give you all of this stuff on the Monday morning, I would need to spend 10 weeks with you to actually take you through the whole process. Yeah, until you really start to get to learn the skills and tools. Anyway, have an awesome rest of your day. And remember what I said at the beginning of this. Yeah? Your negative thoughts go directly into your long-term memory, because remember, it's all about safety. So if you're having a negative thought, that means there's possibly a bit of fear involved in that thought. Yeah? Positive thoughts take time. So when you have that positive thought, you need to hold on to it, is what I'm saying. Think about it for longer so that it can form part of your short-term memory, which can then convert into long-term memory. So you need to hold those more positive thoughts. Even sit and ruminate on them for a while with the eyes closed. Remember what we talked about last week? How by our positive thoughts and thinking about doing something that you couldn't do before will change the physiology in the body, down to the cells, down to the muscles, growing muscle, just by thinking about it. So think about the possibilities if we know we can do that. So take your time to be mindful and don't be mindless. Don't just wander around your day in a mindless way. I didn't have many people on, either that or I just can't see that you're there, because I don't actually have the little thing at the top that shows me how many people are on. Anyhow, have a lovely rest of your day, and I shall see you somewhere out and about if you're coming to my live classes. If not, I'll see you online. So have a great day and take care. And remember, what we think on a moment-by-moment basis is so vital to your happiness of your day and your life and your health. Bye-bye, everybody. See you later.